So we're going to board this coon that I showed you how to flesh. So I've got him fleshed. I got him washed in just water and Dawn dish detergent. And then I dried him out. I dry mine with a hair dryer, just like a women's hair dryer. I hang them up and dry them. So getting him turned back inside out here. This is the way he'll be boarded and dried and sold. So I'm just going to take our board. We're going to get our coon on our board here, as you can see. We're just going to get him centered up on there. That nose centered on his center in between his arms in the center of the board. All right, we're going to stretch him out here. I'm going to roll him over. I'm going to stretch him down. Just want it taut. We're not trying to play a banjo on him or anything like that. Just want him good and taut. We want to get our money's worth, but we're not trying to cheat anybody either by overstretching. So a little bit that needs trim there. All right, get that better. So what we're going to do, make sure he's centered up. I'm just going to pull this on these front legs down pretty tight here. I'm going to put a tack in him. Right in the center of the board. Just to the left of center of the board. Alright, I'm going to get me another tack in him here. Alright, now we're going to come around to the other side, to the other leg. We'll pull it down. His hind foot here was a hind foot catch. I caught him in a dirt hole, so I lost a little bit of my leg there where he was lunging on the chain, but that's okay. I can still do what I need to do with him. I think just for a presentation factor, I'm actually going to bring this pin up. This pin up. We'll trim those off the same length so that they match. Alright, now I'm going to roll him around to the back side here. I'm going to start by getting his tail, base of the board. Looks like this coon's going to go about as a 2X here. So not the biggest I've caught this year, but still a nice coon for North Carolina. Got him pulled down. I'm going to put a pin right there by the base of that tail. And I'm going to kind of give me another one here. Put another pin directly across the base of that tail. Alright. Now I'm going to pull down. You can see we have this triangle here. A little bit of a triangle fur. We made our first cut. That's something I learned as well from Coon Creek Outdoors. His YouTube page is about that first cut, making sure you get it at a straight line as possible. He refers to it as the money cut, and that is true because it determines what size your coon's going to make. So we're just going to get those pins right in there, nice straight and across. All right. So if you watch anybody do the tails, you'll see 10 different ways to do it. The way I like to do it is I just like to kind of pleat it a little bit, tack it out and pleat it. So I'm just going to take my pins here and I'm going to put them in on the edge, kind of pleat it up a little bit. Two more. You can use hardware cloth. Some people don't tack it. People just let it hang. This is just how I started doing it, and I'm just kind of stuck with it. I like the way it's turning out. Bunch it up just a little bit more here. Put a pin there in the end. All right. So now we're just going to clean things up a little bit. I'm going to trim off a little bit of that fur there, bottom of my skirt, just to get a straight, clean line there. All right, same thing on this side. A pair of scissors works really well for this, but I don't have any out here right now, so it's going to have to do. It's a little bit trickier with this knife. Alrighty, now we're going to flip him over and cut our inspection window. So with our inspection window, what we're aiming to do here on a bore, we're going to come right here above the penis hole. We're going to make an incision. Alright, we're going to take that incision, we're just going to follow it down all the way down to our bottom leg here. Alright, when we get to where the legs are, we're just going to follow right along the edge there. Alright, now we're going to come around to the other side. Same thing, we're going to transfer that line on across. Take it down, all the way down. There, so now we have our inspection window so they can see that back fur. That's what they're looking for, is all that nice back fur. So I'm going to trim my legs up here. Just cut them straight across. That's that. Now I'm going to move this down so you guys can see it a little better. We're going to take our arms, front legs, we're going to cut them off. I like to go about 1.5 inches. They will dry up and shrink a little bit. So we're just going to cut those off. Now we're going to take our bottom lip, pull it up where it starts just about meet the board. I'm going to go in, incision. We're just going to cut that lip right off. It has no value for us. Come around, same thing here. Cut that bottom lip off. A little chunk of meat there. Bit of cheek meat. It's not a really big deal, but it's bothering me. And that's all there is to boarding this coon. So now we're going to hang him up. Oh, actually, I almost lied to you there. Take our belly boards. I like to take a belly board here. You can do this with a sharp piece of metal, or not a sharp piece, but a piece of metal with an edge on it, like a piece of flat bar, or a dull knife or something. I use a belly board because I have them anyway. We're just going to drag him down. What that's going to do is it's going to squeegee any of that fat right off of him there. So I'm going to do it again. As you can see, there's a good bit of fat there. So I'm going to wipe that off. But for intents of this video, I'm just going to grab a clean one. So we're going to take our belly board. We're going to slide it up in him. And all that does is makes it we're going to be able to get him off that board. So now we're going to hang him up to dry, and in a few days he'll be ready. I keep a fan blowing on him at all times. You just want some air circulation in here on these hides. And also I wipe them down with a paper towel because they'll start to sweat sometimes. So I just wipe them down with a paper towel daily. Come out here whenever I'm handling fur from the day or whatnot, or just out here getting traps ready. I'll wipe them down with that paper towel, check on them, and once they're dry, I'll remove them. I wipe them down with a rag with mineral spirits, and it just kind of gives them dries off any of that grease or fat, not really fat, but that sweat that's left over, and it's a better look, I feel like. So that's how I board a raccoon. Thank you guys for watching.